Crikey, it's Chill Will, aka Sir Savant. And cheers to you for giving me a chance. Which fragrance house represents your sign? Yay, yay! Not that kind of sign, your zodiac sign. So I made a list. If you didn't know, there are 12 different zodiac signs. 13 if you talk to some nuts out there who don't have their mind wrapped tight. Or maybe there really is 13 and I just don't know it. But 12 signs. This is my list that I felt like making. This is not a right or wrong list. This is just something that came up spur of the moment. And I said, I'm just going to do it. So this video is probably going to be about 6 to 10 minutes. So heads up. If your attention span is short, and if you can't view longer than 30 seconds, then your mama dropped you on your head. And that's a you problem. But yeah, I wanted to do different fragrances, like which fragrance represents each sign. But I was like, that's kind of boring, and I don't want to do that. So it's a broad horizon. We're going to do fragrance houses. Some of you are going to be upset. I don't care. Tough noogies. Like I said, this is my list. If you don't agree with it, leave something in the comments. Say, Chill Will, why would you pick that for this sign? Or, nah, my sign is this, or my sign is that. Just make your own video. Or just leave something in the comments. Like I said, there are 12 signs. I wrote these down on a piece of paper. And we're going to go in order. So if you didn't know that in the zodiac circle, number 1 is Aries. Aries is a ram. So I did some research and I interviewed a few Aries and only one of them responded. But I said, if you had to pick which fragrance house would represent your sign, they told me Killian. And I can see that because Killian, for one, Aries is a fire sign. Killian has some fire fragrances. 1 + 1 = 11. Depending on who taught you. So I think Killian and Aries, I think that's the fragrance house that would represent Aries. So if you're an Aries out there and you don't know about Killian, get into it. You might like this channel more. You might say, oh, Chill Will kind of knows what he's talking about. All right, number 2 on the list is Taurus, the bull. The bull crap. My brother's a Taurus. Shout out Marcus. I picked Nishane. Sorry, Joe. Nishane. And you're probably wondering, how did you get that? Some of these, I just kind of randomly threw something in there. But yeah, there's kind of a method to the madness. But Taurus is an earth sign. And they're number 2 on the fragrance circle. It's like a circle. That was Rob Schneider in that Adam Sandler movie. All right, Nishane. They use a lot of earthy ingredients in their fragrances. So if you are a Taurus out there and you do not know about Nishane, get with it. That's all I'm going to say about that. Nishane, it's a good house. Ani is still number 1 from Nishane. Number 3 on the circle is Gemini. So if you're bipolar out there, if you're sweet and sour, if you're ugly or pretty, you might be a Gemini. For Gemini, I picked Giorgio Armani. Mostly because Gemini starts with a G and Giorgio Armani starts with the letter G. So, like I said, it's my list. Take it up with HR if you don't like it. Giorgio Armani is There's a gem in the eye. So if you didn't know if you didn't know that about Gemini, there's a gem in the eye. And Giorgio Armani has had some gems for years. More than a decade, people. Giorgio Armani, Gemini. That's how we rockin'. Number 4 is Cancer. Krusty Krab pizza. Number 4 is Cancers. My buddy Joe, this one's for you, bro. Cancers. This is just how my brain was thinking at the moment when I picked this. I picked Mason Francis Kirchen, MFKFC. That's what I feel like would suit a Cancer. And I got that because, okay, crabs, they have a tough exterior, but the inside is kind of soft. MFK fragrances have a little faintness, a little softness to them, but they still pack that punch. Bow! MFK Cancer. If you are a Cancer out there and you don't know about Mason Francis Kirchen, fall off a cliff. Number 5 is Leo. That's me. If you know me or if you've paid attention to any of these videos, you will know that I am a Leo. And I'm probably one of the coolest Leos you'll ever meet if you don't hate my guts. It's kind of like not an in-between. Most Leos, we get hated on because we just shine a little bit brighter than other people. Forget other signs, other people. Leo! So I could have did mine for last, but I'm not gonna be janky. I'm gonna tell you what a Leo is. Oh yeah, heads up, nobody is Creed. I didn't put Creed for anybody in the zodiac circle because realistically, Creed would have been a Leo because of the history behind it. But Leo, the fragrance house that best fits a Leo is Clive Christian, double C's but no Chanel. Clive Christian is so royal, it's so regal, it's so elegant. William Regal. If you are a Leo out there, you probably know about everything else. But if you don't know about Clive Christian, you might be a Cancer or you might be a Virgo. You are not a Leo if you don't know about Clive Christian. I could go on and on about Clive, but it's just royal. It's one of them, when Clive Christian walks in the room, you tighten up. Just like a Leo. You better be on your P's and Q's, because we might bite your face off. Well, Shout out Pastor Troy. Pastor Troy's not a Leo. Clive Christian, Leo. 5th in the zodiac circle. So we're at 8 minutes and some change, and I'm going to let you know now, this is going to be longer than 10 minutes. So if you need to pause this, take a pee-pee break, or get you some Danimals snacks or something like that, go for it. But here we go. Number 6 in the circle is Virgo. Virgos are supposed to be virgins or something like that, but we know that's not the case. I picked Versace for 2 reasons. It starts with the letter V, and it has a Medusa head on it. So Virgos, they're kind of like dark-minded people, and the mascot for a Virgo is a woman. So you got that, and you got Versace, which is a woman's head. 2 and 2 makes 22. Virgo, 6th on the zodiac circle. Versace. R.I.P. Takeoff. 7th is Libra, the scales, triple B. It ain't harder to seem, huh? Shout out Julie. Libra, their fragrance house in Chill Will's mind would be Tom Ford. Tom Ford is a trendsetter in fashion and fragrance. Most Libras I know are trendsetters. They're stylish. They're fashion oriented. They like to stand out. That's what they do. So if you're a Libra, don't be like Tom Ford in his sexual preference, but be like Tom Ford with your smell, with your scent. All right, Libra, Tom Ford, Chill Will gave you that. 8 is Scorpio, the Scorpion. I picked mind games for Scorpios because Scorpios are kind of secretive and they're kind of quiet. So if you meet a Scorpio that's real loud and just out there, don't trust them. Don't trust them either way it goes, but mind games, okay? Because Scorpios will play some mind games with you and they'll have you guessing and confused and you just probably won't be able to read them. So that was the whole thing behind mind games. And the mind games is Scorpios are kind of strong people. They are strong people for the most part. They put up with a lot, but mind games. If you're a Scorpio and you don't know about mind games, are you tarded? Okay, I didn't put the first 2 letters on there. I just said tarded. So just take that however you want. You mama make me happy. Shout out to all the Scorpios, but not the club. All right. 9th on the list is Sagittarius. Half man, half horse. Okay? Sagittarius, I picked Dolce & Gabbana for you because I don't know why. It's like well known. It's kind of easily likable. Yeah, that was the thought process behind it. So if you're a Sagittarius out there, I'm pretty sure you know about Dolce & Gabbana. So run with it. All right? Dolce & Gabbana, do you. Number 10 on the list is Capricorn. Capricorn is a goat, I believe. I think that's what that is. It's like a unicorn goat or something, but I'm not a Capricorn. I didn't do that much research on it, but I believe it's a goat. I picked Christian Dior for Capricorns because most Capricorns that I know, they are accomplished in life. They're kind of like real go-getters and they feel like they have to prove something to a lot of people. And Christian Dior is kind of, it fits that mold. Like they've kind of proved what they needed to prove and they're lasting. And so if you're a Capricorn, Dior it up. Number 11 on the list is Aquarius. And for them, I picked Abercrombie and Fitch. You didn't see that coming, did you? You did not see that coming. I'll tell you why I picked Abercrombie and Fitch for Aquarius. Because I know a lot of Aquariuses. Most of them are just... most of them really don't care about fragrance too much. Not to say that they stink or musty or, don't wear deodorant or stuff like that. But I just don't really hear much of them into that kind of realm of fragrance. And most of them are kind of childish. Most Aquariuses have a childlike mindset, behavior, and that's kind of what Abercrombie and Fitch is. Not to say you can't be an adult wearing that, but it's catered for teens. So if you're an Aquarius and you don't agree with the Abercrombie and Fitch that I just assigned to you, this is your assigned seat. If you don't agree with that, leave it in the comments. And also, make your own video and get out my face. Last but not least, save the good stuff for last, but not really. Pisces is 12th. And for Pisces, I picked Burberry. Most Pisces I know aren't into fragrance. Aquarius and Pisces, they're back to back with each other, and that whole thing kind of resembles, but Burberry, all of these houses smell good, don't get me wrong. But Burberry is just, honestly, I'm not going to cap to you guys. I just picked something. I don't see Pisces as a Creed house. I don't see them as a Chanel house. Notice that nobody was assigned Chanel or Creed. There's a few others that didn't get assigned, but Burberry is okay. Burberry London Touch. Mr. Burberry. I like Burberry. I started off with Burberry, but it's nothing game changing. It's nothing. Once you get into that other stuff like Clive Christian, and also notice nobody got Louis Vuitton. Yeah, it's my list, people. So yeah, which fragrance house best defines you? This was not something that you can fact check. You cannot Google what I just told you on this video. But think about it. Which fragrance house best defines you and your sign? Leave it in the comments. Until next time, this was Chill Will, and I'm out, fools. Peace.